And welcome to Gender Agenda, where leadership, policy, power, and people intersect, and where the conversations shaping Nigeria's future takes center stage. My name is Adora Sidney Jack. You're welcome. Now, this evening, the theme is both timely and critical. 2027 and beyond, reimagining political parties for women's inclusion. As conversations around the 2027 elections begin, questions around women's political participation remain urgent. Despite making up nearly half of Nigeria's population, women remain significantly underrepresented in leadership and elective office, facing barriers such as political violence, exclusion, limited funding, and cultural bias. While countries like Rwanda and South Africa continue to strengthen women's inclusion in politics, Nigeria still struggles with low female representation. And now this raises an important question. Can democracy truly be inclusive if women are excluded from the spaces where decisions are made? Now, joining us this evening is Honorable Tari Oba, PhD, former female presidential aspirant under the PDP, former gubernatorial and House of Representatives aspirant, and executive director of the Tari Oba Foundation. Now, her political journey offers deep insight into the realities women face within Nigeria's political trajectory and its system, and what must change ahead of 2027. And here today on Gender Agenda, we also pause to condemn the recent abductions of students and teachers in parts of the country, including the attacks in Oyo and Borno State. These tragic incidents remind us that schools must remain safe spaces for learning and not for fear. We call on government, indeed, and security agencies to please intensify rescue, prioritize efforts, and strengthen protection for children and communities across Nigeria. And indeed, as we continue this important conversation on leadership, governance, inclusion, and security, one thing remains clear. The future of Nigeria depends on how well we protect and how well we'll empower its people, especially women and children. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
My name is Tari Oba Oliver, and I am a Nigerian. I will tell you why. I was born in Lagos. My father is from Delta. My mother is from Bayelsa. My grandmom is from Oyo. My paternal grandmom, she's from Benue State. My husband is from Imo State, and I am a Nigerian. I am here standing to tell you that the permanent solution to our problem is to give the power back to the local government. It is not a coincidence that we have representatives from the 774 local government right here as the delegates. It is the time to take the power back to the local government. If we have a security system that is based on the local government structure, Nigeria will be secured. If we have electricity at the local government level, Nigeria will have light. And if we have technology where every community has access to internet, we will do well as a nation. So I am here to tell you, this is the time for the power to go back to the women in the community, to the youth. We have over 18 million out of school children. They need to be back in school. I have no money, silver and gold I have none, but I am standing here as Esther in the hand of Mordecai. It is in your hands, it is in your hands, it is in your hands to vote for me tonight and make history. Will you be part of history making as history will be made tonight? I count on you, my delegates. I count on you, my elders. Will you vote for a woman? Vote for me. Thank you, and God bless you. My name is Tari Oba Oliver, and I am a Nigerian. I will tell you why. I was born in Lagos. My father is from Delta. My mother is from Bayelsa. My grandmom is from Oyo. My paternal grandmom, she's from Benue State. My husband is from Imo State. And I am a Nigerian. I am here standing to tell you that the permanent solution to our problem is to give the power back to the local government. It is not a coincidence that we have representatives from the 774 local government right here as the delegates. It is the time to take the power back to the local government. government. If we have a security system that is based on the local government structure, Nigeria will be secured. If we have electricity at the local government level, Nigeria will have light. And if we have technology where every community has access to internet, we will do well as a nation. So I am here to tell you, this is the time for the power to go back to the women in the community, to the youth. We have over 18 million out of school children. They need to be back in school. I have no money, silver and gold I have none, but I am standing here as Esther.
Well, thank you for staying with us. And there's our guest. Good evening, Noreen Rotaris. Good to have you.
Good evening, Adora.
Thank you.
Nice
Please
to
sit
be
down.
here.
Nice to see you. All right, so we saw you vituperating on the stage that day. You know, vote for me, take the power back to the local government. It's time for women to be given a chance. And we have seen you come out time and time again. First, you contested for governorship, and then you attempted presidency. You have done state assembly, you've done House of Rep. So you've gone through all the cadres when you talk about women running for office and trying to really, and you've served also as a technical advisor to the Bayelsa state government. So now, having contested at different levels of Nigeria's political system, from the presidency to the governorship to House of Rep, from your experience, how would you rate inclusiveness in political parties at this moment?
Dr. Dora, thank you for having me. And I would say that the journey doesn't stop, right? It's fierce, it's difficult. You need to keep trying. I remember when I first attempted to contest. This was a councillorship more than 20 years ago. We were all told to step down, step aside, wait for your turn. And I realized that the turn never comes. It never came. I mean, all of the people that at that time I was just about 18, I dared to run, and they said, okay, you're too young. But at that time, there were people that were about 30, 40, 50, and I'm talking to you now, they're still waiting. So the time never comes. You just need to fight. You need to fight for what you believe in, because I believe that Nigeria can actually be better. We can have a better country. I tell people all the time, this is not the way to be alive. I mean, this is not how to live. Children are living in fear, parents are living in fear, children are abducted, and the politicians are going about their business as if nothing has happened, as if it doesn't matter. Like, seriously, I doubt if we had female leaders in position. I do not think that they will address these issues just like this. So it means that the men really actually don't care. And when they say women should step aside, okay, we have stepped aside, we have left it for you guys. 27 years of democracy, we have not improved. Not one thing is better. Not even one thing. Even the protection of lives of properties, let's even assume that you're not doing anything economically to even improve the lives of citizens. What about security? I mean, money is not the problem. You guys are alive, you are not dead, so you cannot tell me the brains are not functioning. It's functioning. So what is happening? What is actually happening in this country? Today is the National Day of Mourning, prayers and cries and everything. So what? Women are praying. We are praying. So what else do we need to do?
So what do you think are the biggest political structural barriers for women in politics, whether it is at the political party level or at the administrative level?
You know, the barrier starts from the family, goes on to the community, goes on to the political, and every strata, there is a barrier for a woman. For instance, Nigerian women, when you're married, you are expected that you are domiciled in wherever your husband comes from or wherever you guys are settled. So that means you want to contest where you're located because it's easier for you to connect to the people. And most times they will tell you, oh, you're not from here. This is where your husband is from. go back to your place. And by the time you go back to your place, they tell you, oh, you're married. You cannot contest here. Leave it for the sons of this land. So you find out that when the women are able to navigate the family background and the community acceptability of, okay, they even allow you to run, then you come to the political space. And right now, this very democracy and this very government has made it even worse. Because right now there's, okay, consensus. Consensus is kicking out all of the women. They are not even given a fair chance to even contest. A lot of my women are calling, they're asking them to step down. Step down for who? For people that migrated.
So you're saying that these primaries are a sham in itself?
It is, actually, to a large extent. To a large extent, because, and I'm not going to say it's targeted at women. Most of what is happening now, the men themselves also did not plan it to be fair to them. Yes, because we've not had a democracy that has tried to cripple opposition like what we have today. So you can see that my party, the PDP, technically has broken into 5 political parties right now. We are still bonded together, but...
And which are?
I mean, we have PDP APM, we have PDP NDC, we have PDP, we have PDP ADC, and of course we have the other wing, which is the PDP APC. There are very, very few who believe that this government should continue. But the bulk of us believe that, no, they've not done anything that they deserve to continue. And so we must collaborate, and whatever platform, we even have PDP Accord, I forgot to mention that.
So that's 6?
Yes, right now. So, but ultimately, I believe that when it comes to the presidential, we're going to collaborate and come up with something that can challenge the sitting government.
We're hopeful for that collaboration.
Yes.
But as a woman who has navigated politics, your own personal experiences, the high stakes of politics, the negotiation, the back-end conversation, I mean, what shaped your understanding, and what are the lessons that you can share, especially as women who were dabbling into politics for the first time, are getting the baptism of fire, and they're like, what? I paid for my form, I went for screening, my name is not on the list, So what are your experiences, and how does it shape the young woman who is out there trying to learn?
So I've spent the last 3 weeks counseling, crying with people, and appealing to them that welcome to the club, this is how it is. In politics, you need to get used to failure. You need to get used to the system. You need to be strong. You just need to be strong, because this is you find out that the leaders that were there when you were working, because you see, women do the bulk of the job. We do the mobilization, we do the sensitization. Now, it's time for voters awareness, and voters registration is ongoing. And we as women, we did all the grassroots work. Getting people, mobilizing people, creating the awareness that is important for you to vote, because you cannot give up and say, okay, because the system is bad, so therefore you're not going to vote. This is the only legal right you have to change the government. So we do all of that work, and at the end of the day, a man comes in, brings in some money, and the leader sits you down and say, you know what? Ada, you are a good daughter. You are our daughter. We know you. Just calm down. Just wait. And this is what has been happening. But I tell the women, you know what? You can also not fight the leaders, because at some point, or at every point, you need them. And they are even kind enough in some instances to appeal to you. Some of them will just not even let you know what is happening. You will just come up and you find out that your name is not on the list. You find out that the location for the primaries have been changed. You find out that everything, but the fact that they are even decent enough to call your attention to say, you know what, you can't get this now.
Isn't that the important time for women to now renegotiate? Because what I often see is that when push comes to shove and women are asked to step down, they are often not prepared with a renegotiation plan on the table. So what can women begin to do? Because I see it in the boys' club. There is tit for tat. So how do we begin to look at that? And who speaks for the women in the spaces where we have godfathers?
Okay, so now we need the godmothers to start stepping up and taking their spaces and speaking for women. Because at the end of the day, most of the times when these negotiations are ongoing, it is the godfathers that actually just, they negotiate on your behalf. But now we don't have godmothers that can negotiate for us. And women are soft, you know, women are calm, women are not violent. Most of the men, they negotiate because they know what can come back to them. They understand that this person is not going to take this bullshit. This person can deal with them. That is the truth. So at the end of the day, they negotiate sometimes out of fear, not out of courtesy. But because they know that the women are not violent, women are peace-loving people, they just tell you, okay, don't worry, we're gonna come back to you. And most times, I tell people 24 hours in politics is a very long time. You may even begin a negotiation with somebody today, and tomorrow the person has been removed. And tomorrow you come, they tell you, oh, the person you negotiated with has decamped. So you have to start from the beginning. You have to start from the scratch. So what happens when you have negotiated with somebody in the morning, in the evening the person has decamped from the party? So there's no accountability, there's nobody to hold on to, then you start from the scratch.
So where should INEC come into all of it? Because I remember that INEC had, you know, passed or sort of realized a gender policy within its metrics. But people say it's not been domesticated, we're not seeing it come to fruition. Is there supposed to be some level of compliance mechanisms from people like INEC, from the legislature? What can we do to hold parties accountable on inclusion?
Yes, on inclusion, because there's this 35% affirmative action that has not been implemented. It's implemented on the papers, but practically is not working. So if there's a way that it can become a law so that parties are held responsible, that 35% of your positions must go to women across all boards.
So that's outside the reserve seats demand?
Outside the reserve seats. Outside the reserve seats, actually. Because if that is done, if it becomes a law, then we know that women are good. And at the same time, because of the level of violence in politics, in my state, for instance, in Bayelsa, there was a time my former governor, the now leader of the NDC, attempted to bring in 6 women into the State House of Assembly. What happened? There was so much violence, shooting and everything that more than half of those women lost their seats and the party lost. So now you see parties...
So violence is
a major instrument. It's a major instrument because it's not that the men don't want to bring in women. It's not like they don't know that women have something to bring to the table. No, that's not the conversation. They are afraid of losing because women, I mean, a governor or anybody that is the godfather is not going to come and fight your election for you. And women, I mean, when I was contesting for State House of Assembly, some guys came to me and said, I should buy groundnuts. And I actually innocently bought groundnuts. They said, no, Mama, this is not what they are talking about. I said, what are you talking about? They said, they're talking about bullets. I'm like, you want to kill people? They said, you want to kill them, you won't win. You know, so this is the reality, and women cannot. So you should arm them to protect you. Exactly. Women cannot deal with all this kind of things. So they say, well, if you are doing good girls, you will not win the election. And just truly, the way they said it, that was what happened. So you see, there are so many undiscussed issues in politics that is not out there, but it's internally there. Violence is a major factor. And women are, you know,
not just finance.
Yes, women are, yes, finance, yes. But you know, even if you have the money, you're not going to go buy weapons with them. You know, you look at the case of Iweti just recently. Somebody that is a sitting senator.
Even the primaries in Ekiti State?
Exactly. So there are so many cases to mention. Yes, we know that women need more money. If there are policies in place to fund women, then we know that, okay, that aspect is taken care of. But you see, the aspect of violence is a constitutional matter. It's something that the government has to deal with. You will not leave that for INEC, you will not leave that for political parties. Because if we're in a country where people can get away with violence, no accountability, people are not held to account of what they do, then they will continue. It's not like they can, they will continue.
So there's this, you know, perhaps will I say fear, even the third-person narrative fear, and I call it passed-on trauma, where you hear young women who say, oh, I want to run, but my family says no, it's dangerous. Oh, I want to run, but they say, are you tough enough? Oh, I want to run. You want to go and join politicians, it will masculinize you. What will be the advice that you would want to give a Nigerian young woman who wants to go into elections, the political environment in 2020?
So what I always tell people is that the country of our dreams, what we want, the Nigeria we want to see, we are the ones that will fix it. Nobody's coming to save you. We're going to fix it by ourselves. And you cannot fix it through fear. You cannot fix it through chickening out of the system. Because look at the children that were kidnapped. Were they contesting for election? The women that have been brutalized, were they contesting for election? So if you are in a system that is not working, if you like, hide under your bed. If you like, come to the war front. You're going to, if the bullet is going to meet you, it's going to meet you. And a lot of people call me and like, are you not afraid? You're a young woman, you've been in this space. I'm like, I better die.
Since you were 16, I reckon.
18. Since I was 18, I'd rather die doing something than fold my hands and do nothing. I watch the country that I love, the country of my dreams, what I want to see for my children. I'm afraid for our little girls. I'm afraid for our children. We have over 20 million out-of-school children. The government is not doing anything. We have a very high percent. We are second largest in the world. Children with stunted growth. Children are not feeding well. What are we talking about? So every young woman, I believe that to rescue this country is in your hands. You cannot do that by being afraid. After all, who's alive in Nigeria right now? It's just how to be alive.
So just as we let you go, because I see the passion, and one would say it's easier said than done. But talking about it and saying it is the first process, so we must commend you. But what would be if you wanted to redesign the Nigeria of your dreams, I've heard you say a few things, or redesign the Nigerian political party systems, what would be your first major 3 advice and changes that you would want to see them make?
You know, when I contested the last time, I had the set agenda. And I still have that in my mind, and I believe that that is the way to go. If you fix security, you fix electricity, and you deploy technology, I'm sure we're good to go. You see, we talk about, okay, the healthcare sector, education. You cannot project how much you need in education, in healthcare, in all these sectors without technology. So the government should stop acting blind and actually step up to that responsibility. That is all I have to say. And I believe that Nigeria needs the United States of Nigeria, where every state can be independent and contribute something, not having Bambialas come to Abuja to collect money like they are helpless.
I wonder who the Bambialas are. But first, are you contesting again in 2027?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Yes.
And are we going to see a female president eventually?
By the grace of God.
All right. We wish you all the best, and we're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we've been joined by, of course, Honorable Tarioba, PhD, and she was a former female presidential aspirant under the PDP and former gubernatorial and House of Reps, State Assembly, councillorship. You name it, she's been across all the ecosystems of electioneering. And we want to say thank you and all the best ahead. And that United States of Nigeria that you have in mind, I'm sure a lot of Nigerians echo it as well. Yeah. All the best. But that's so much I can take today on Gender Agenda. And like she said, the PDP now has 6 factions of PDP. Whichever one will emerge at the presidential, we will yet to know, and perhaps it will be hers that we will be rooting for. But in the meantime, see you again next week. And please, let's stop the violence against women of any kind. Women are the bottom bearers of crisis, of terrorism, and at the same time, we try as much as possible not to make them look like they are not part of a system that when their capacity and numbers speak much of the volume and not on the policy table. Women deserve to be on the table. And again, I say again, pass the reserved seats for women's bill now. My name is Adora Sidney Jack. See you again next week.
All across the nations, all around the world, women are longing to be free. No longer in the shadows, forced to stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere.